was like to be in the valley of the dawn of the internet age, literally, and to found and run and ultimately sell a .com company. And so I was like, well, shit, I'm a lawyer. I can talk forever. That won't be a problem to talk about myself. But when he called me and then said, I need a topic for you to call this particular speech, I had to really kind of step back and think about what it was that I felt was something that helped me on my journey through my careers. And ultimately, honestly, it came down, when I thought about it, to being passion. And then I found that passion was something that was kind of one of the key ingredients that would help me through the times to come. So when I thought, my first thought that I was going to tell JJ, well, what about if I call it passion of the Christ? But then I was like, no, that's probably a little too pretentious and probably a little offensive, so I did not call it that. I call it the two lawyers walk into a VC office because that's actually what happened. And in addition, I absolutely love lawyer jokes. I'm kind of aficionado of them. I collect them. My favorite being, what happens when you give a male lawyer Viagra? Anyone know this one? It's tall. They get tall. Yeah, exactly right. So that was always my favorite one. But passion really is, I think, the type of thing that carries you through, especially the dark times that you might run across as an entrepreneur. For me, the things that I was passionate about that I carried through my career were two things. It was technology and it was debating. Those have always been my passion. I love debating pretty much about anything, politics being my favorite. I call debating, everyone else that knows me calls it arguing about everything. But it is what I do. And I was kind of good at it, and I was a natural at it, and I was, oddly enough, not an athlete, so growing up it was kind of what I did. But then it was technology. Technology was always my other love. And for me, being a computer nerd back before nerds ruled the world was kind of an interesting thing to get involved in. The first computer I had, we had a family friend in 1978 who was getting divorced and dropped off an original Apple II. You guys remember the Apple II? It was a 16K machine, but I gotta tell you, I fell in love with this thing. And it was just the most amazing. I played games on it, I learned the program. It was just an amazing tool. I'll tell you how much I absolutely love this thing. I'm a 14-year-old boy locked in my room with a computer for like 8 hours, and this is a decade before there was internet porn. So it was really an absolutely unique experience. And it shows you how much I love technology. I graduated Sunny Hills High School down the road here in 1982 and came to Cal State Fullerton. I guarantee you that my GPA coming out of high school would not have gotten me into Cal State Fullerton now. I've learned so much about this school now and what it is. Very different, a lot harder to get into than it was back in the day. So I literally, I don't think I would have gotten in. But I worked all throughout that period of time. I spent 5 years on the 5-year plan here at Cal State Fullerton, worked my way through school. I worked at a place over here in Brea called Software Center. This is back in the early 80s. It was one of the first computer stores, and it was something where I also picked up really a passion for business. And it was a small-run store. It was a franchise, but it was run by a husband and wife team that I really came to admire. And it was just such a great experience to put together my passion now for technology and for business, and to see how it worked together. And I did some consulting business on the side, because businesses at the time, small businesses, were not using microcomputers. So I would tell them how they could use it in that. I created a device to hook up my Apple II to a stereo system so I could play games and hear it out in the stereo. And we manufactured it and sold it. It did okay. But what I loved about it, what I love about being an entrepreneur, about running a business, is that creativity and the independence of kind of being your own person. And that was really an exciting part of it for me, and I loved it. When I decided what to do after Cal State Fullerton, this is I graduated School of Economics in 1987, I decided that the debating side of me kind of won out, and I decided to go to law school. And I picked University of Santa Clara to go to law school up in the Bay Area. And I did it for 2 reasons. One was the fact that it had, at the time, probably the best high-tech law program. And I thought that was something I'd want to do. And then in addition, my wife, who I met here at Fullerton, also a grad, had moved up to get involved in what became an incredibly successful career up in the valley for her. So I followed her up there. not like civil law. I had absolutely no passion for it. But what law school did introduce me to, as JJ had mentioned, what I had ultimately called, it was kind of like my Lord of the Rings of passion. It was the one passion to rule them all. And for me, it was criminal law. I fell in love with criminal law. It had everything I wanted. It had trials. It had good guys, bad guys, blood guts. It was just great. And imagine you're reading cases in law. If you had your choice between you're reading a case about Corporation A fighting Corporation B, or the placement of a comma and a clause, or you can read about a severed head in a freezer and whether it's admissible evidence. And it was just absolutely no issue for me. I absolutely love criminal law. Unfortunately, when I graduated law school in 1990, I made the decision that instead I wanted to make money. And it was ultimately one of the worst decisions of my life because I went to a place that I had absolutely no passion for. And so I was fortunate enough, I graduated magna cum laude out of Santa Clara High School, so I was pretty much able to pick where I went. And I ended up picking a really large corporate firm in San Francisco, Keller Herman White McCullough. And I was drafted into their civil litigation department, which is securities litigation. But I will tell you now, it was the most miserable 2 years of my life. And it's hard to explain what it was like. I look back at it now, I guarantee you I was suffering from depression because I was a miserable SOB to be around. I hated the job so much. And when I was a newlywed at the time, we had recently gotten married. And I saw, it was 2 years, 5 years, 7 years, I was going to end up divorced and alone because it was just an absolutely horrible experience because I wasn't passionate about it. And so in 1992, I decided I had to make a change. And I really wanted to be a prosecutor. I wanted to do criminal law. Unfortunately, in the 90s, we were in the middle of a bad recession, so no one was hiring. But I had met a guy at the San Mateo County DA's office. This is just south of San Francisco on the peninsula in Northern California. And I called Paul, and I said, dude, look, I got to get out of here. I will come, and I'll volunteer at this place just to get my foot in the door. And he said, well, no one's ever done that before. Let me talk to the DA. And he called me back, and I went in for an interview. I think they wanted to make sure I wasn't drooling on myself. And they eventually said, okay, we'll bring you on. You're going to have a full-time caseload. You're going to be a full-time prosecutor, but you are not going to get paid, and we can't promise you a job. I ended up doing it for a year, pro bono for free, and working 60-hour days, 60-hour weeks. But that's how much I loved this job. That's how much I had a passion for it. And my wife at the time, her career hadn't taken off, so we spent a lot of time at Costco at date nights. We were literally reading magazines and eating $1.50 hot dogs, and that was a date for us. But I was, without a doubt, the happiest that I had been in years. And so when I talk to young people about going to the law school, I said, just make sure you pick something you have a passion for. Don't make the mistake I made. So after I waited about a year, a position opened up. I became a full-time paid prosecutor, and I spent about 7 to 8 years at the DA's office. And it was just a great experience. I got to merge my love of technology. I started the high-tech prosecution unit up in San Mateo County because we were in the heart of the Silicon Valley. So I got to prosecute crimes that were very unique and novel at the time. I had the first national case of computer network intrusion that truly went to trial. It was a 3-week trial. And it was just a great experience. I loved it. But I always wanted to run a company. And I always wanted the experience of being an entrepreneur and what that was like. And so I got to take you a little bit back to what it was like in the valley, in the Silicon Valley, in the 90s. It was absolutely electric. And I was fortunate enough to watch my wife's career. I had a front row seat to her career. And she was involved in computer networking. So she was part of this small elite entrepreneur team that went around to different companies when they could start. And they were Cisco and all these, but ultimately all got bought by Cisco. And so I saw this, and here we are in the valley, and I'm watching this happen. There was a good buddy of mine at the DA's office, Alessandro Isolani, who was also kind of a computer geek as I was. And I said, Sandro, come on, the stars are aligning for us. We're too brilliant. We're not the brightest guys in the world, but we should be able to come up with something. And so we decided, let's start pitching ideas to each other. And so we put around kind of a matrix of ideas that we would put through this little algorithm that we had to see what would pop out the other side. And if they met these criteria, it was a possibility. So the first thing we had was what was going to be the market that we wanted to enter. We wanted to enter a large market, right? As you all know, as business people or up-and-coming business people, the market size is pretty relevant. So we decided we were going to do what's called the B2C play in the internet world, which is business to consumer. Because we knew the consumer market was huge, and that if we could get even a small fraction of that, we'd do pretty well. The other thing was that we had to make sure that it was, we didn't want to carry